Hello ability power gamers, and welcome back to another short guide video. We're still looking at the dungeons of World of Warcraft, and this week we're headed to Blackfathom Deeps. When you enter the instance, your quest will be found at the front. There's 4 for the Alliance, not sure how many for the Horde, but this instance is killable for both factions. You can use the Dungeon Finder tool at levels 20 through 30. The physical entrance is found in Ashenvale, although getting to it does require swimming, so if you have issues with that, be aware. As you can see, the dungeon itself does have areas where you're going to have to swim, and the best part are the jumps coming up. Blackfathom Deeps has many jumps you have to make, and there's no way to avoid them in this dungeon. The easy way to do it is either by using click to move, or you can use your move pad. Using the move pad, you can just make your character start running, then hit the jump button. Or, if you're using quick to move, click on the area of the platform where you want your character to stop. After you've clicked it, your character will start running to the location. Be prepared to hit your jump button. You can move your on-screen keyboard slightly over the Warcraft window. It'll make your jump button and click to move really close together, so it doesn't take you as long to jump. You can also use your move pad for the jump. Another way to get across is to follow someone in your party. When they're up, get to the jumping area, hit your spacebar, and you'll jump too. Be aware, it's easier if the person in the party knows you're jumping with them. This way they don't automatically stop too soon and have you fall in the water. In the event that you do fall, you can swim back around and try it again. After jumping across the platforms, your group will make way through more watered areas. And here we are at our first boss. He's a giant turtle named Gumra. He only has one ability called Trample. Trample inflicts normal damage plus additional damage to nearby enemies. As you can see from my healing bars, nothing really to worry about, so just DPS as usual. After Gamura, your party, at least if you're Alliance, are gonna get to go swimming, as the quest mobs needed to complete the quest are found in the water. After a nice swim with your party, you'll come on the second boss, Lady Cerebus. Lady Cerebus has 3 abilities. Forked Lightning, which does a cone of damage in front of her. so anyone besides the tank should be behind her. She also shoots and slows. The slows reduce the enemy's movement by 35% and attack speed by 35%. It can't be avoided, so just DPS as normal. Once you defeat Lady Service, you have to swim back around to get back on track for the rest of the run. If you're on the Alliance side, you also have to swim underwater to get to one of your quest objectives. Completing the quest will give you an additional quest to finish. Once you've picked up the new quest, it's off to swim again. Be aware that the Naga you fight underwater do like to freeze you in place. Don't let yourself get too low on breath and still be underwater near one. Once back on track to the next boss area, you will be faced with stealth enemies. So be aware, they may come out of nowhere on you. If you're the tank, stay with your group. Another thing to watch out for in parts of this dungeon is line of sight issues. As you can see, our tank can pull multiple mobs back to back, but with all the debris hanging down, the varied levels because of the water, sometimes you can get line of sight if you're a healer or a ranged DPS. The room on the way to our third boss is filled with Murlocs, as the third boss is a Murloc himself. One thing to note about this room, as Murlocs get low on health, they will try to flee. Make sure your group tries to stop them, or they may pull the boss before the group is ready. Our third boss, Gellar, is a Murloc with only one ability. He can net you in place. The effect only lasts 2 seconds, and shouldn't be a big concern. Clicking on the orb behind where the boss is standing does give you a buff. Be sure to pick it up before you run to the next area. If you're Alliance, make sure to loot the mobs in this area for your Twilight pendants to complete the quest. with our fourth boss, Twilight Lord Gellar. Twilight Lord Gellar only has two abilities. He has Mind Blast that inflicts shadow damage to an enemy, and he can put players to sleep. Neither one of them is avoidable, so DPS as usual. By activating the gears around the shrine, you will open a door in the sanctum. This will allow tons of mobs to come out. Healers and tanks should be really prepared at this part. Damage can be spiky with that many mobs hitting you at once. And sometimes, DPS are known to click the gears before you're ready. Once you've looted, a bonus room will open. This hidden room takes us to the fifth boss, Akume. Akume is a three-headed monster. He only has two abilities, Frenzied Rage, which does additional damage, and Poison Cloud. Poison Cloud inflicts nature damage to nearby enemies. Just move out of the Poison Cloud to avoid taking unnecessary damage. There's also another boss, even though this one gave us the achievement for completing the dungeon. The boss, Old Circus, is found back in the waters before you enter the sanctum. As you can see, even my group of veteran players had a little trouble remembering exactly where he was. To reach him, jump off the left side of the ruins and swim through the water. Old Circus has one ability, Leech Pulse. He leeches health from all nearby players. The effect isn't too bad and you can heal through it. It should be noted there are two more bosses in Blackfathom Deeps. They are horde only. One is a humanoid named Lorgus Jet. You have to kill him to complete your quest, Allegiance of the Old Gods, if you're a horde. He only has two abilities. One is a lightning shield, and one is a lightning bolt. Neither one do too much damage, and are unavoidable. The other horde-only boss is Baron Aquanus. He is needed to complete one of the horde-only quests. This boss also has two abilities. One, you can cast a Frostbolt that does damage and reduces your movement speed, and he also casts Frost Nova, which will freeze a player in place. You can see him in the video here, but Alliance players don't have to fight him. All in all, Blackfathom Deeps is one of my least favorite dungeons. It has a lot of swimming, and the 3 jumps at the front which are completely unavoidable, can be a really big pain for some players. Another thing that I don't like about the dungeon is how long it is. It took our group 30 minutes to complete, while 5 of it was probably running around trying to find the bonus boss. That's still a long time to be in a dungeon, so if you're easily fatigued, this might not be the best dungeon for you. To turn in your quest, remember, you can always teleport out of the dungeon and teleport back in and not have to run back through. While there are quite a few quests to complete here, which does give you some pretty good XP, it doesn't make up for the fact of the 3 jumps you have to make, the really long halls, full of trash, and having to swim underwater for part of the dungeon. But don't take my word for it. If you think you would still like to check out Blackfathom Deeps, queue for it in your dungeon finder, and let me know what you think about it in the comments below. As always, if you want to see more of this type video, subscribe to our YouTube page, or you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter. And we'll see you next time on Ability Powered.